I'm Hannah Chrisman, the acrobatics and tumbling coach in Titantown Sports is up next.
Welcome back. Thank you all for tuning in this week on Titantown Sports. I'm Jordan Tate, joined with Jacob Rhodes. Excited for a new episode. Jacob, how you doing today?
I'm doing good, Jordan. Got a lot of action-packed segments. PAC Wrestling had their championships this past weekend. Basketball is getting to playoff time, and RJ Scott, another Black History Month feature.
Yeah, a lot of action going around in the PAC this past week. Jacob, let's take a look at it.
Welcome back to the PAC Recap, where we're 1 week away from the postseason. All four of these teams are already locked into the playoffs, but this rivalry runs deeper than the playoffs. Westminster jumping out to a 9-3 lead early. Then Grove City turned up the heat, going on a 30-13 run to close out the half. Alexis Hudson led the way for Grove City with 17, while Grace Cano paced the Titans with 14. Westminster will either travel to St. Vincent or W&J for the first round of the playoffs. Meanwhile, Grove City will host Chatham or Bethany. Grove City gets it done in this one, 74-43. Skipping ahead to crunch time, it was DJ Harrell versus Mike Christensen Wednesday night, but Kyle Randall would be the one to take the lead with less than 13 seconds left. The number 2 and number 3 scores in the PAC would combine for 67 points in the OT thriller. A Harrell layup with 5.6 seconds left would force this game into extra time. DJ would drop a Westminster career-high 36 points, while Christensen finished with 31. Drew Weir also pitched in 24 points in the Titan 88-82 OT victory over the Wolverines. Westminster will host a playoff game February 24th, while Grove City will be on the road on the same day. Makenna Maier was the mitochondria in St. Vincent's 68-35 win over Franciscan. Maier had a 15-point, 11-rebound double-double. Camden Basher added 5 blocks, while Maria McCallum led the Barons with 14. Sawyer Butler trying to separate himself in the PAC Player of the Year race in the 95-76 victory. 24 points on the night. I'll let Franciscan's crew take it away.
Sawyer or Butler, 3-ball, got it. West Banco, money!
A late season sweep of the Bison was on the menu for W&J Wednesday night. Riley DeRubo and Katie Kabalchik combined for 44 points, while Lindsey Garrison led the way for Bethany. Addie Blazer had a double-double. W&J wins it 83-74. I kind of spoiled it, but W&J gets it done against a scrappy Bethany team. Co Rose did his thing per usual for Bethany, 23 points, but it was a group effort led by Matt Seidels, 19 points. 5 other presidents finished in double figures in their 99-82 victory. 2 close games played in Meadville. Isabella Antonacci powered the Gators with 17 points, 7 rebounds, and 7 assists. Teal's Kaylee Risser tried to keep her squad afloat with 17 of her own, but the Gators were too much. 69-60 victory for Allegheny. Allegheny's dynamic duo of senior Ryan Lang and freshman Pius Litauskas teamed up for 38, while Teal's Anthony Henderson led the way with 19. The Gators trying to gain some momentum with the playoffs right around the corner, 68-60. Allegheny gets it done. Ariana White locked in for a career-high 35 points against Hiram. Emily Garvin put up video game numbers too. Stick with me, folks. 18 points, 21 rebounds, 8 assists, and 6 steals in Geneva's 84-79 victory. Tommy Coletti been on a heater as of late. Him and his GTs traveled to Hiram to take on the Terriers. Coletti would finish with a team-high 22 points and 9 rebounds. Colin Jones led the way for Hiram with 16. Geneva swept up the Terriers 76-69. Chatham held all Waynesburg Yellow Jacket players to single digits, scoring in their 60-51 victory. Hannah Chenault had 14 points and 8 rebounds for the victorious Cougars. Meanwhile, Madison Naru chipped in with 13. Chatham, the winner of 4 straight going into the postseason. Last game of the Wednesday night slate saw Dion Pinkett dominate with 26 points and 13 rebounds to go along with 6 assists and 3 steals. Drew Visnor had 16 for Chatham as well. Waynesburg was led by Jackson Rhodes, 18 points. Chatham gets it done over Waynesburg, 85-69. Now back to the guys at the desk.
Closing in on the end of the basketball season. Every win matters at this point in the season now, and it's very important. Last night, the Titans picked up a huge win against the crosstown rivals Grove City in an overtime thriller, Jacob.
Absolutely, and that game means more than just playoff seeding. Both those teams, all 4 teams actually already slated into the PAC playoffs, but there's just like a hatred in that crosstown rivalry. The games mean more than just playoff seeding, but you know, Grove City, Westminster, one of the oldest rivalries in the PAC.
Absolutely. Let's take a look at some standings for the playoff picture around the PAC. Westminster had their spot in the PAC North with the overtime win win over Grove City, sitting at 11-4. Following the loss, the Wolverines sit tied for third at 7-8. Westminster will host a fourth seed in the PAC South, which sees Franciscan, WJ, Chatham, and St. Vincent all tied at 11-4. Westminster will tip off 7 p.m. on Tuesday to open the PAC playoffs.
And following the loss to Grove City on Wednesday, the Westminster women are fourth in the PAC North, tied with Geneva. Both teams are at 6-9 and will travel to face the top two seeds in the PAC South. After Wednesday, St. Vincent sits atop the South at 13-4, riding a 4-game win streak. If everything stands on Saturday, Westminster would travel to Latrobe to face the Bearcats. Seeding will be decided on Saturday with Westminster traveling to Geneva. Coverage starts at 12:50 on Titan Radio and ysnlive.com. Myself and Ben Kelly traveling to Geneva. A big game for both these teams in seeding.
Yeah, absolutely. Wishing the best of luck to all the Titans in the playoffs. But going from the hardwood to the mats, something Westminster might not offer is wrestling. Taking a look at the PAC Wrestling Championship, here is Jaden Jackson.
Hi, I'm Jaden Jackson here with a recap of this past weekend's PAC Wrestling Championship. Let's get right into it with the individual championship matches. In the heavyweight class, we got Joseph King of Till College in the navy blue and white. King started off things quick with a heavy snap down, then got right into a tilt for some back points and dominated the rest of the match by winning scores decision 14-12. In the 197-pound weight class, we have Jaden Fields of W&J in the red and black and Chase Stocho of St. Vincent in the all gray. Fields got things started quickly, dominating the match, earning a tech fall 16-6. Up next in the 184-pound weight class, we have Jack Vitti of W&J in the red and black and Zach Ward of Teal in the navy blue and white. Vitti got things going early with a single leg takedown, then went on to dominate the rest of the match, winning 10-0 scores decision. Next in the 174-pound weight class, Jesse Orban of Waynesburg College, wearing the orange and black, took on Chase Brandenburg of St. Vincent College in the all gray. After a slow start, Brandenburg got things going, nearly getting a pinfall with his cradle attempt, and Orban then turned things around after landing a single leg takedown. He was then able to turn into a cradle for a pinfall win. Next, in the 165-pound weight class, we got Anthony Sirianni of Till in the navy blue and white, and Logan Betchel of St. Vincent in the all gray. Betchel stuck first late in the first round with a drag single for 3, then again with another single late in the second to seal the win, 7-3 scores decision. Next, in the 157-pound weight class, Jonathan Boswell of Till in the navy blue and white took on Ryan Yoakum of St. Vincent College in the all gray. Bissell stops Yoakum's early takedown attempt and reverses it into a cradle for an early pinfall. Next, in the 149-pound weight class, McCoy Maxwell of Teal in the navy blue and white and Anthony Orlandini of St. Vincent College in the all gray went at it. This match got off to a quick start with Orlandini instantly showing his dominance, winning with a tech fall 19-3. In the 141-pound weight class, Logan Ventura of Teal in the navy blue and white took on Tyler Debonar of St. Vincent College in the all gray. The match got off to an early start as Debonar took a bad shot and Ventura was able to turn it into 3 points. After a greater roll, Debonar then went on to dominate the remaining of the match, winning 9-0 scores decision. Next, in 133-pound weight class, Owen Caracciolo of St. Vincent College took on his own teammate, Logan Cannoli of St. Vincent. Cannoli scored an early takedown, which resulted in him getting a 41 scores decision win over his teammate. The last match of the day was Brandon Dami of W&J in the red and black and Tavon Moss of Hiram in the Terrier blue in the 125-pound weight class. After a successful escape attempt, Dami was able to get a reversal that led to a pinfall win.
Always good to add something new to Titantown sports. St. Vincent celebrated their second PAC Men's Wrestling Championship on Valentine's Day. The Bearcats, led by first-year head coach Colin Johnston, scored 118.5 points to clinch their second title in 3 years.
Yeah, Jacob, you mentioned St. Vincent. If the playoffs started today, Westminster would play St. Vincent with the men hosting. The women's team would be traveling to Latrobe for the first-round matchup. With the obvious playoff implications aside, the game would also serve as a family reunion for sisters Makenna and Avery Maier. Avery, a Westminster freshman, and Makenna, a St. Vincent senior, caught up with Emily Tallis to speak on their relationship as sisters, now as rivals.
Growing up, basketball was something Makenna and Avery Maier shared in the same driveway and in the same gym. But now that bond has reached new heights as they compete against each other in the Preseason Athletic Conference, representing both St. Vincent and Westminster.
We're still close now, even being at different colleges. So, I guess on the court, like in high school, it was really cool to share that with her just for a year, going to practice, being on the same team, cheering each other on, everything like that. And obviously this year playing against her was different. I've never done that, but I still think it was really cool opportunity and definitely something I won't forget for a long time.
The girls have both said that being at separate schools has strengthened their bond and that playing on the same court for one last time but not on the same team is very special to them as Makenna is in her senior year of college.
It was a really cool experience, honestly. Pretty rare. And yeah, it was really special. A lot of our family was there and got to witness it, and most games, like conference games at least, they have to part ways because we play at the same time. But so that was definitely nice for the family and for McKenna and I to be on the court at the same time.
McKenna talked about being a leader and a role model to her younger sister when they played together when they were in high school.
Made our relationship stronger in a newer way, because I probably was never that much of a mentor to her. She probably looked up to me, but not like I wasn't directly leading by example maybe before then, but being on the court together allowed that to happen. And I think it did. There was a lot of freshmen on the team my senior year, so just being able to try and lead by example and actions and always have positive encouragement towards them definitely stuck with me, and I just think I still carry that on now in college too.
When deciding where she wanted to continue playing basketball and continue her education, Avery looked at both St. Vincent and Westminster. She talked about her decision and the advice that McKenna gave her while deciding where she wanted to go.
I visited St. Vincent, so that was also an option, and I liked it a lot, but McKenna, she was like, don't think that you have to come to St. Vincent. I want you to pick the school that you like best and that you feel is the best fit. She's like, obviously I'd love to be your teammate again, but pick what you prefer. So obviously I decided here, and I'm happy with that decision.
The bond between sisters is something so strong that even being rivals cannot break it. Even though they may be competitors, the girls will always be best friends and sisters over everything.
Always love a bit of a family rival in sports. You see it at all different levels, professional and high school at that, but can you just imagine all the times they spent in the front driveway, shooting hoops, getting in each other's ears? But special shout out to the Maier parents really dealing with that, dealing with kids with athletics all their life and having to travel and everything, sending two kids to two different colleges. I'm sure that's a whole lot, but best of luck to the Maier sisters.
Absolutely, and as you know, February is Black History Month. Harold Davis was one of the first black quarterbacks in all of college football. A three-time All-American, Davis is revered as one of the best athletes to ever play for Westminster College. Davis went 28-1-1 with the Titans and was inducted into the College Football Hall of Fame in 2005. R.J. Scott has more on the legend, Harold Davis.
Last week we got to talk about George Tukey James, a black pioneer of Westminster College athletics. But this week now, we get to cover Harold Davis, a legend in Titan lore and a black trailblazer for Westminster College. Before he became a trailblazer at Westminster College, before the records and the recognition, Harold Davis was a young athlete growing up in Youngstown, Ohio. A graduate of North High School, Davis came from a city built on grit, discipline, and resilience, qualities that shaped him on and off the field. From 1953 to 1956, Harold Davis became the standard for Westminster football at a time when African Americans were rarely trusted to play quarterback, the most visible leadership position in the sport. Davis didn't just earn the role, he redefined it. Here's Davis recapping his journey to Westminster, a story that surprises most.
I was not coming here.
Okay.
And
neither was I.
Until very late, and I was all set to go somewhere else, but he didn't stop coming. Well, he recruited my parents. They worked for him very hard while he wasn't there. My stepmom would even call him when other coaches would come around and have a meeting with us. And he'd hustle right over after they'd leave, and they'd sit and talk. They wouldn't even talk to me.
Yeah.
So that's how I ended up here. This was probably the last place in the world that I thought I'd be, but it turned out to be the best thing that ever happened for me.
That decision would change Westminster athletics history forever. In 1953, Davis led the Titans through a season that reshaped the program and Westminster went 8-0, delivering the first undefeated football season in school history. Week after week, Davis commanded the offense with poise, intelligence, and confidence, leading with both his arm and his mind. That season wasn't just about wins. It was about proof that a black quarterback could lead, command, and elevate an entire team. Here's what teammate Vince Cortese had to say about the talent that Harold Davis possessed.
Maybe if anything else, Harold Davis led the team for 4 years with only one loss. And I swear to gosh that he could have very easily been a Division I quarterback and done a super job. You got to have that guy handling the ball in the backfield to move the team. And he really did an excellent job. That's the only thing I would have had. Giving the ball to Harold to throw it and give the ball to Billy White to run it, we had it made.
When his career at Westminster College came to a close, Davis had guided the Titans to a 28-1-1 record, including 3 undefeated seasons, and became the only 3-time first-team All-America football player in history. That legacy reached its highest honor in 2004 when Davis was inducted into the College Football Hall of Fame, cementing his place among the game's all-time greats. Former teammate Bill Moss would later deliver the ultimate compliment by sharing a story about his Hall of Fame quarterback.
The guy that was the head of the College Football Hall of Fame made the comments when Harold was inducted a couple of years ago, and he said that he had seen the quarterbacks at both Penn State and University of Pittsburgh and at Westminster College, and he said by far Westminster College had the best quarterback in the state at that time.
Harold Davis wasn't just a great football player. He was a barrier-breaking human being who forever changed not only how a black quarterback plays the game, but how he is seen.
And this right here, this is the same gridiron that Harold Davis shared with legends, coaches, and many alike, and cemented his legacy as a Westminster Titan forever.
I'm Ethan Kurtz, currently outside. Always great to recognize one of the best athletes in Westminster College history, not just football, but the entire college. Harold Davis elected into the College Football Hall of Fame in 2005 before sadly passing away in 2007.
Absolutely. It's always great to honor the legends as they so heavily deserve. But fast forward a little bit, this is now one of the best times in the athletic calendar for fans, with college and high school basketball playoffs tipping off on the high school courts. Games have ranged from last-second shots to record-setting highs. With a look over the high school sports landscape, here is Ethan Kurtz.
I'm Ethan Kurtz, currently outside of Old Main here on the Westminster College campus, the perfect spot for a view over the high school sports landscape in Lawrence and Mercer counties. This week, bowling and wrestling playoffs wrapped up while high school basketball playoff action begins, so let's get right into it. In the Western Pennsylvania Interscholastic Bowling League Championships last week, Newcastle boys finished in 8th, which qualified them for the PA Western Regional Tournament on February 27th. Josh Pitzer had the Canes' highest game of 2:15, while Isaiah Noggle had the high series of 5:54. In the girls' edition of the WPIBL Championships, Newcastle girls made their 6th playoff appearance in the last 7 years. They were second in the section with their 7-3 record. However, it was Plum and Hempfield that made headlines as the Spartans edged Plum to win the title. In District 10 girls wrestling, Trinity Webster claimed her 2nd career D10 title with a win in the final at her weight class, pushing the Hornets past Fort LaBeouf to win their first D10 team championship. Kelly Enterline of Greenville and Layla Kolich of Sharpsville each also claimed individual titles. Reynolds boys won the Section 2 team wrestling championship, which is their 55th team section title in the past 60 years. On to girls basketball. On Friday, Riverside fell to Avonworth 42-32 in the first round of the District 7 Class 3A playoffs. Mohawk girls played at Greensburg Central Catholic and were dominated by the 16-6 Lady Centurions 67-21 in the first round of D7 3A action. On Monday in boys D7 2A action, Laurel hosted Eden Christian. River Bartram dropped 19 for Eden Christian as Laurel gets knocked off at home 68-42. Fort Cherry traveled to Neshannock as the Lancers looked to keep an impressive 17-3 year rolling. Using a 20-2 run in the second half, the Lancers come back from down at half to win it 57-40.
Shenango went to Clairton and were dominated from start to finish, with Brandon Murphy posting 16 and Jeff Thompson III adding 11. 60-25, Clairton wins it, now set for a rematch with Neshannock in the quarterfinals. On Tuesday, D10 action began with Hickory taking on Franklin in 4A. Kyler Slevin notched 21 points backed by 3 triples as the Hornets win 69-42 to advance to the second round of District 10 playoffs against Harbor Creek on Friday. Staying in D10 4A, Girard was money from the charity stripe down the stretch, nailing crucial free throws against Farrell. Down 1 with 2.4 seconds left, the Steelers had the ball with a chance to win but get stopped by Girard, who win it 43-42. Grove City went to battle with Warren in another 4A D10 contest, and Ben Fisher posted 19 for the Eagles. Despite his effort, it was 23 points from Warren's Logan Chrissy that stole the show as the 11-seed Warren upsets number 6 GC 55-43. In 2A, Sharpsville matched up with Maplewood at Sharon High School. With consistent scoring all around, including 10 from Chad Kimpan, the Blue Devils top Maplewood 47-34. It's their first playoff win over a team from Crawford County since 2003, also against Maplewood. Sharpsville plays Sagertown in the quarterfinals. For Wilmington, they went into halftime down 40-29 to Union City and were never able to dig themselves out of the hole. The Hounds fall 88-65 in the D10 2A playoffs. Moving back to District 7, the Whippeal, Mohawk led by 8 at the half against Waynesburg Central and never looked back. The 1-seeded Warriors cruised to the next round, 74-49. In a competitive 8-versus-9 matchup in the Whippeal, Elwood City had to travel to South Allegheny. Duquesne football commit senior Drew Cook led the game in scoring with 25 for the Gladiators that handled business over Elwood City, 52-50. Riverside had the tough task of facing off with 3-seeded South Park in the first round of D7 3A playoffs. Cooper Hotchendonner for South Park outscored Riverside single-handedly, scoring 31 en route to a 58-29 win for the Eagles. Finally, in girls action, there were 2 more contests in D7 2A. 1-seed Neshannock hosted the last-seeded Brentwood and put on a clinic. The Lancers kept Brentwood scoreless until nearly halftime, leading 56-5 at the break. They cruised to the next round, winning by 60, 76-16. The final contest of D7 2A to highlight was Laurel in California. Despite a long bus ride, broken scoreboard, and a delayed game, the Spartans did not falter. They led 18-11 at halftime and played lockdown defense in the second half on their way to a 41-21 win. That's all in high school sports for now. I'm Ethan Kurtz for WCN's Titantown Sports.
A whole lot of high school action, bowling, wrestling, and basketball all closing their seasons out. Great job from Ethan Kurtz to get all that coverage there. Now time for our high school athlete of the week, talking about Wilmington Greyhound Wesley Vass-Gal, my apologies. Freddie Zettner, a great season as well, but Wesley Vass-Gal, a career high 34 points in their loss to Union City. 44 threes on the season, had 3 in that matchup, averaged about 19 points per game for that Greyhound squad. Sad way to end the season, but a great game from Wesley Vass-Gal.
A legacy game, you could call it. Like you said, a sad way to end the season, but going out with a bang. On the topic of high school, let's look at the high school team of the week with Kennedy Catholic, a team that's been quite unstoppable for a long time. Here's Derek McLafferty and Lily Stemman for more.
Titantown sports fans, my name is Lily Stenman, and it's time for another edition of High School of the Week. This week, we are taking you to Hermitage, Pennsylvania, highlighting the Kennedy Catholic Golden Eagles. Kennedy Catholic High School has long been a part of the Shenango Valley area, built on a foundation of faith, academics, and service. The school traces its origins back to the 1950s, when leaders in the Diocese of Erie envisioned a school that would meet both the academic and spiritual needs of students in western Pennsylvania and northeast Ohio. That vision became a reality in the early 1960s, and over the decades, Kennedy Catholic has continued to grow, expand its facilities, and invest in new programs to support student learning and development. Today, that same commitment shapes every part of the Kennedy Catholic athletics, playing a major role in school culture. Student athletes are expected to compete with pride, discipline, and accountability. That mindset is especially clear on the court with the girls' basketball team. With only 2 seniors and a roster of just 7 players, the team was underestimated by many coming into the season. But Golden Eagles head coach Justin Magestro explained why the roster size isn't an issue.
This is probably one of the closest teams that I've ever coached. I mean, they're very close. They truly, you hear a lot of lip service about, teams and players playing for each other, but this group really, they truly play for each other, they love each other, and they really celebrate each other's success.
And at Kennedy Catholic, there is a lot of success to celebrate. For example, earlier this month, junior forward Tori Harvey hit 1,000 points on this magical shot. Along with Harvey, another team leader is Bella Magestro, daughter of head coach Justin Magestro. Bella is a 1,000-point scorer as well and is one of the centerpieces of the Golden Eagles team. Coach Magestro spoke on the dynamic of being a coach and a father to several of his players throughout the years.
While we're at practice, while we're at the game, they're just another player. They don't call me dad, they call me coach. And then, typically, after practice, all the bets are off. I'm just their father and try to spend quality time with them.
The Golden Eagles team has not only succeeded this season, but has also sustained success under Coach Magestro, remaining undefeated in conference play since 2019. Coach explained what goes into their winning culture.
Accountability and sacrifice. In our program, you have to be held accountable. So, we don't believe in pointing the finger. Everyone's held accountable and they're held to a very high standard. And then the other thing is sacrifice. Like I said, when you come and play in our program, it's not just about coming to practice for 2 hours and playing in a game. They understand in order to be great, you have to exemplify habits of greatness, and that means investing in yourself.
This has been another edition of High School of the Week, featuring the Kennedy Catholic Golden Eagles and their girls basketball team, where young women compete with confidence, get noticed, and share the stage with the area's best, where talent doesn't just grow, it gets seen. For Titantown Sports, I'm Lily Stedman.
One of the most dominant programs in our area, Kennedy Catholic girls team going for their 16th straight district championship.
Absolutely. And over on the lacrosse side of things for the women's, Westminster women's lacrosse was selected 4th in the PAC preseason poll coming off a semifinal appearance last year. Coach Bria Braddock looks to return to being a big force in the conference. The Titans will be doing so in new apparel as well. The women's lacrosse season opens up with a home game against Ohio Wesleyan on Monday. Between practices, Braylon Juzak caught up with the lacrosse team to preview the season, and the newest jerseys added to the Westminster College closet.
The Titans women's lacrosse team finished 12-6 last year. That's their best record under head coach Bria Braddock. Recently, the team got some new jerseys, and I had the opportunity to ask Isabella Cespedes and Emma Baldwin about those jerseys and the season.
I think the t-shirt uniforms are more practical for a school in Western PA. The tank top jerseys were just not a good look for us, but we're coming back bigger and better with these t-shirt uniforms.
Isabella Cespedes was recently named a team captain for the team this year. I also asked her, what is it going to take for the team to find the same success they found last year or even better?
I think there's a lot of factors to reach success, but the three main important ones are team discipline, team chemistry, and maximum effort on and off the field.
The Titans remain to be a force to be reckoned with in the PAC. Coach Bria Braddock brought back everybody except for one graduating senior last year. A big part of the Titans' upcoming success is going to be the returner of defender Emma Baldwin. Emma missed the entirety of last year with an ACL tear. I asked her what it means to be back and what her plans for this year.
This season I am super excited to get back with my team after my first contact practice today. I feel great and I'm super excited, learn the new things and pick up where I left off.
The Titans also bring back 2025 Offensive Player of the Year in Julia Ravaza. She was also a member of the first team All-Conference, and then as well as Isabella Cespedes on the second team and Felicia Young on the honorable mention. Winning the conference is obviously no easy task for the Titans. Teams like Grove City poses a threat year in and year out. W&J, Chatham, and Teal find themselves in the mix as well. You can find our girls playing on February 25th at UPMC Sports Complex versus a tough Ohio Wesleyan team. Hopefully these jerseys are able to propel the Titans to the top of the mountain. I'm Braylon Juzak with WCN, and back to the desk.
Excited to see what the women's lacrosse team has in store for this season. Last season the men's got their new jerseys. It's good to see the Titans repping some new threads every year.
Absolutely, and you guys got it done the other day, 9-3 against Marietta.
Absolutely. It was a big game. It was an exciting one. The team was able to do it on the offensive side. Looking forward to our next victory, hopefully.
Absolutely. Talking about lacrosse, now transitioning to our Titantown Sports Athlete of the Week. Going to have to be freshman Lucas Stanley for his performances last week. 9 threes in a game against Bethany. Shot total 9 of 12. Matched his cousin and assistant coach Craig Hannon for third most threes in a single game. 2 threes the other night against Grove City, so 11 threes in his last 2 games. The freshman catching fire at the perfect time.
Absolutely. And talk about perfect timing. Coming off of back-to-back PAC Championship season, the women's softball team was selected to finish first in the PAC. Westminster went 28-13 last year with 14-6 record in conference play. The defense, led by newcomer and pitcher of the year Cheyenne Piper, did not surrender a single run the entire postseason. The Titans will deal the first pitch of the season in Clermont, Florida during the spring break against the Alfred University Saxons.
Absolutely. The team going for the three-peat there. I know I'm friends with a lot of the players on the team, you as well. They're looking to get 3 of those rings on their finger this spring.
Absolutely. You know, Jan Rediger, she was a bit of a curse for almost 20 years, and then like that, snaps it and goes back-to-back.
Absolutely. Now time to look at our Titantown trivia for today. Sticking with softball, which PAC champion freshman pitcher won both Newcomer of the Year and Co-Pitcher of the Year honors on the way to earning first-team All-PAC selections?
Jacob, any guesses on who it might be?
It's either A, Cheyenne Piper, B, Natalie Davis, C, Jennifer Pancake, or D, Maddie Brown. I'm going to have to go with A, Cheyenne Piper from her performances last season.
I'm going to have to agree with you on that one. Let's see what the answer is. It is C, Jennifer Pancake. Maybe a little bit of a shocker to some, Jacob. Anything on that?
I mean, I've been really pretty much cold. The only trivia I've gotten right recently was Darhuey trivia on the other broadcast for Grove City, knowing that Henry Kleiner wasn't from Lawrence or Mercer County. But, I mean, I've been pretty cold as of late. Now taking it back to near my area in Ohio, Latonia Junior and Senior High is a small school in Ohio with under 300 students from grades 7 to 12. Known as the Bears, Latonia never backed down from competitions to schools more formidable in population, especially in track and field. Westminster sophomore Molly Gibson hails from Latonia, and she spoke to Seth Carroll on how her high school track coach taught her strength, resilience, and ultimately led her to Westminster.
Coach Ron was a huge mentor in my life.
Junior Molly Gibson has found success thanks to a coach who's never left her side.
I will always connect and thank Coach Ron for my track career.
Track and field throwing coach at Latonia High School, Ron Yoakum, taught Molly that where you come from does not define you as an athlete.
I still remember the day that we showed up to Crestview High School for our county meet in the 8th grade, and people were just pointing and laughing at us, saying, "Why is Latonia here?" Because we're so small. And he looked at me and said, "Show them what you're made of. Who cares if you're from Latonia?" And that's just like one of the biggest things that stuck with me. I mean, I showed up to that meet and I got 2nd in the shot put and 3rd in the disc. I know it's middle school, it doesn't mean as much, but that's like where it set my path for track.
Molly Carey coaches Ron's support with her in everything she does, continuing to honor his legacy after his passing.
I write the date December 12th, 2020 on my shoes because that is the day that Coach Ron unfortunately passed away of cancer. This day is detrimental in my life because he was the biggest role model I've ever had and always will be. Every track season I make a post on Facebook to honor Coach Ron as well as to remind myself that I just wouldn't be the athlete I am today without him. I will always connect and thank Coach Ron for my track career. Coach Ron led my way to Westminster. I mean, he's the only reason I'm here today. I would not have continued track without that man, and I'm very glad I had him.
Even though Coach Ron could not be there physically for her signing to Westminster, Molly brought a framed photo of him with her, a reminder that his presence and support were still there on one of the biggest days of her life.
A story that really tugs at your heart, Molly Gibson here at Westminster and her coach being one of the most formidable moments and guys in her life.
Absolutely, Jacob. A lot of great stuff going on there, but folks, that is actually going to wrap it up for today. As always, thank you all for tuning in to Titantown Sports. I'm Jordan Tate, Jacob Robes. We'll see you guys next time.
I'm Carter Anderson. Thanks for watching Titantown Sports, and we'll see you next week.